Hello, everybody. My name is Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP. And today on Partner Talks, we have a return guest. We have Benton Belcher from EasyTerritory. Benton, tell the people who you are, what you do, and all about EasyTerritory.
Hey, greetings, Rick. Good to catch up with you again. Good day, everyone. I'm Benton Belcher with EasyTerritory. I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing, and Rick and I go way back, and looking forward to telling you what we're up to these days.
And you're not just the, VP of sales, you're one of the founders of the company. So you've been there since day one. So why don't we talk about, you got a really interesting story and, maybe explain to the people what geospatial mapping is and how you guys got started and kind of take us a progression to, where you are today. Because I think you're the leader in that sector of the ISV companies.
Yeah, so you know this story, but our first customer was Five Guys Burgers and Fries. We were helping them with their Dynamics implementation. I think it was version 4.0 at the time, but they wanted to integrate a mapping solution with their CRM so that they could overlay all of their franchise stores with their franchise boundaries. So we wrote an application that allowed them to manage their franchise boundaries on top of what was then Bing Maps. And so they use it for managing their franchise boundaries and doing all sorts of analytics on that. And it just sort of grew from there. And one thing that happened along the way is Microsoft discontinued MapPoint. So a lot of companies were using MapPoint to manage their sales territories or allowing their sales folks to build and plan routes when they're going out in the field to visit customers. So Microsoft discontinued that. They came to the partners that had mapping solutions based on Bing Maps, and ours was a perfect fit for a lot of scenarios, especially where the customer had dynamics in place and wanted to be able to map data and overlay territories on top of that. So that's been about 10 years, and we're just continuing to rock and roll. We've got some cool things that we're just bringing to market and really excited about.
Right? And that's been about 20 years since you started.
Seems like it.
So, when we start to look at geospatial mapping, and I've been through a lot of your demos and things, these are very powerful tools. Like I can take, my database and really start to pull a lot of detailed information into a graphical map that can help me do my, planning of a Five Guys franchise, planning my sales territories, changing around my sales territories, or routing my delivery trucks. There's a lot that customers can do with this data.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a lot of things that when we got started in it, we didn't even realize the extent to which large enterprises needed mapping. And they were, again, just using MapPoint, doing things in a very crude way, but being able to bring that into an online service, be able to integrate and pull data real time from Dynamics or through a Excel spreadsheet upload, be able to plot those accounts and leads and opportunities or work orders all on a map, then be able to route trucks or redesign territory boundaries. It really did take off, and it really has progressed with a lot of the modernization of IT that companies have gone through.
So Benton, your product started with Dynamics, but you have sort of evolved into a much broader and much more powerful product. So let's talk a little bit about where your product is today.
Yeah, there's really been two main areas of focus for us above and beyond just our initial core component for managing territories. And those two areas of focus are Power BI and Power Apps. So on the Power BI perspective, we've been working for the past 2 years on a territory visual that we have that's available on AppSource. You can download it today. And what it does is it really allows you to take those territory boundaries that you're managing and maintaining in our web app and pull those into Power BI and then bind that to your data and your data model. So you can do heat maps on sales volume and things like that, shading in your territories based on sales revenue or number of units sold, things like that, but then also being able to drill down. So not only being able to just see the boundary of the territory, but drill down, see the accounts within the territory, see a breakdown of volume by postal code, things like that. So on the Power BI side, that's one of our really big areas of focus. We're just coming out with our fall 2023 release. We've got a lot of new features that we've added to that. So if somebody's interested, they can go to AppSource and download the visual and try it out. We've got some sample reports up there. The second area of focus for us is really around Power Apps and enabling the field sales reps to be able to easily plan their routes before they go out in the field. So we have a new Power App we call Easy Map that allows them to either on their phone or on their desktop create and design routes, save those routes, reorder stops, add stops, remove stops, and then ultimately bring it up on their phone either through the Power app from Apple App Store or from the Sales app from App Store, and be able to easily integrate with Dynamics and pull in all of that data, create those routes, and navigate those routes while they're out in the field.
Okay, excellent. So it seems that, your coverage is getting broader and, you're not limited to, customers using Dynamics today, which is good news for partners because we're getting more and more customers, building their applications using other Dataverse products like um, our app. So, as long as we give them that kind of coverage, I think Easy Territory is probably, going to keep growing strong.
Yeah, we're really excited about these new features that we're coming out with, and we work closely with our customers as they have ideas. We'll vet those and add them into the product. So that's how our product has evolved since the first customer, Five Guys. We've just taken customer feedback and continue to develop it. So we're really excited about where we're going with it.
So let's talk a little bit about how you work with partners because there's a lot of partners that listen to this talk show, and we want to make sure that they know how to get a hold of you and if they can work with you as a partner.
Absolutely. Yeah, we work closely with a lot of the partners, as well as Microsoft. They will, primarily bring us in when there's a complex territory management use case and with a large enterprise organization or territory management within field service. So we're very partner friendly. We have some options to be a reseller of our products, so you can make some margins on our licensing with us. We've worked with a number of partners to implement EasyTerritory into their demos so that they can tell the story as well for us. So we're very, very partner focused and friendly, and would love to work with any of them.
So where are we going to see Easy Territory go next?
Well, really, the two areas of focus are going to be the Power Platform and Power BI. So we're just excited about where that's headed and our offering around that. We're going to do some conferences next year around Power Platform, and we're really looking forward to that.
Okay, Benton, thanks a lot for your time today. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure I'll be back in touch with you probably sometime in the new year talking about what's next for Easy Territory.
Thanks, Rick. Take care.
Bye for now.